Tonight I'm in Chinatown having one of my favorites, roast duck noodle soup, siu ngap tong min. No, it's not min, it's ho. Min is the yellow egg noodle, but ho fun is the white rice noodle. Here we go. This is my siu ngap tong ho. Roast duck is, backwards. Roast duck is siu ngap, ngap, ngap. And the funny thing is, I pronounced it wrong for most of my life. And I'm like 52 now. But I learned Cantonese informally through hearing my mum and dad speak it. I never went to school in Chinese. I never had any formal Chinese lessons. So colloquially, we say siu ap, like without the ng, just siu ap. But the correct way to say it is siu ngap. And if I were to say I'm eating roast duck, it's ngo sik siu ngap. There's a ng at the beginning of ngo for me. But again, I grew up my whole life saying o sik siu ap. And a lot of Cantonese people do that. It's like a lazy way of talking, dropping the NGs. But now I always, since learning this, I make a point of always saying ngo sek siu ngap. I'm like so pedantic with my NGs now. And you know the funny thing is, I didn't know till joining Instagram and posting about my Cantonese heritage and language and speaking a little bit of my broken Cantonese and saying stuff like "我食燒鴨," and then people corrected me and say it's "我食燒鴨." Seeing it in print in the comments that they spell it NGO, ngo, and ngap, ngap. It took me seeing it written in English to realize that that was the correct way of saying it. But is a difficult sound for Westerners because it's not something that features prominently in the English language, although it does exist, you're just not aware of it. It's in the word singer. So if you struggle to pronounce, like a lot of Cantonese people have the last name NG, and I remember at school they used to say Paula Ing instead of Paula because white people can't say but they can, they just think they can't. Because you're saying every time you say singer, you say in singer. So if you ever encounter someone with the last name now you know how to say it. Take the sing and the out of singer and you've got That said, we're so used to people saying ing that we say it ourselves. You know, like if you're a Cantonese person who's got the last name ing, if you're unfortunate enough to grow up with that hanging over your head, I'm not knocking the name, but just it's the pain having to hear people mispronounce it for your whole life, and you end up mispronouncing it yourself just for ease. You introduce yourself as Paula Ing, but because if you say Paula Ing, they're like, what? But in Cantonese, it flows off the tongue so much more naturally than in English, because in English, it doesn't feel right to say Paula, right? It feels retarded. It feels more natural to say Paula Ing. So, that's how we say it ourselves when we're speaking English, and when we introduce ourselves in English. If you've got the last name Ing, but in Cantonese, Mr. Ing or Mr. would be Sang, because just flows naturally within the natural sort of cadence of the Cantonese language. But not with English. So yeah, big digression, but yeah, I'm having siu ngap tong. No, it's not. Oh my god, I thought I ordered tong ho. I ordered tong min. Okay, so I'm having siu ngap tong min. Actually, thinking about it, I know I asked for ho fun, but she gave me min by accident. But I'm not going to say it. I don't dare complain. If you complain here, they'll kick you out. I've seen it happen before. This restaurant is notorious for that. I've seen them throw a customer out for complaining. And, you know, it's their business. If you have a problem, get out, right? That's the approach here. And that's what they're famous for. And I love it. It makes me feel so at home, because it feels like being in Hong Kong. You come here to eat what we give you. And so I just have to put it down to destiny. I asked for Hor, but I got mean because God wanted me to have mean tonight, and I'm gonna enjoy it.